I'm going to do what I do every day and walk through the neighborhood for about 3 hours.
I'm with Morgan Cameron Ross, the founder of Old Toronto Series, and I let you choose the spot today.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about where we are?
Well, right now we're at Harvard Street Bridge in Bickford Park. And it's one of my favorite places in the city wherein when I moved here, it just looked like this really out of place railing here. It's so old and grandiose, but it's like this because the bridge is still there underneath. So we would be standing about here on the north side of this bridge, and this is all covered up. Seemingly floating in the air, the 5 interconnected pavilions behind me were the architectural centerpiece of the entire project. I started Old Toronto Series. I was in grad school at York studying Canadian history. So I just started this Instagram because the City of Toronto Archives have all these great photos. And I thought, the general public needs to see these things. These are pretty cool.
She helped the Canadian soldiers in the old Knox College building right here at Spadina and College.
I do numerous things. A lot of kind of before and after photos, archival photos of what it looked like at a certain time and what it looks like now, as well as the video series, which is, short mini docs about the history of small local things.
By the mid-1870s, Toronto would set up a isolation hospital in Riverdale, wherein patients suffering from smallpox, diphtheria, TB, scarlet fever, and measles would be quarantined.
And you're not originally from here.
I'm from Vancouver, and I moved here about 15 years ago. And perhaps that's why I became so interested in Toronto history, because I came at it from almost a tourist's perspective. I'm always amazed when I look back at historical photos of Kensington Market. It always feels as though half the photos are just people walking around carrying live chickens. Quite the juxtaposition to how it is today with all the vegan and vegetarian restaurants and cafes.
Are there any funny, relatable, or quirky posts that you can kind of think of specifically that got a big reaction?
I found a 1840s poster of a real estate auction, and I posted it, and pretty much no one found it interesting. And then I will post a photo of a Corningware pot, and everyone loses their mind because their parents had that in the kitchen. So,
what do you think it is about history and nostalgia that just resonates so much with people?
I think everyone's really interested in kind of learning something new every day, especially about their neighborhood and their city. So, I think there's a lot of civic pride this last few years in Toronto, so I think I've kind of tapped into that.